What Jesus says about money shows that he's not as concerned as you are with how much or how little you have. Hey everybody, my name is Chris Pavela and welcome to What Jesus Says About, where Jesus speaks for himself so you can respond for yourself. In the 1950s, there's this idea that emerged in America called the prosperity gospel, and basically it means that money is a sign of God's favor. The more money you have, the more God loves you. But when you look at the teachings of Jesus, you don't see that concept, at all. In fact, when you just look at the life of Jesus, you see he was born and raised in poverty, he never had a home, and he was buried in a borrowed grave. At no point in Jesus' life is he a man of great wealth. So it shouldn't surprise us that what Jesus says about money has very little to do with how much or how little you have being a sign of God's favor. In fact, there's this one time that Jesus is sitting at a temple with his closest friends, and he watches a man put in a huge donation in the offering box. And right after this guy makes his big donation, Jesus watches this poor widow come up and put in 2 small coins. So Jesus turns to his students who are sitting around him and he says, "Do you see this woman? This poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on." And what Jesus is essentially saying is that you and I and the bank and the prosperity gospel preacher on TV may measure how much money you have, but Jesus is measuring something else. Not even how much money you give. He's measuring the heart that gives it. And this changes everything, because think about it. Now the question becomes, well, what kind of heart do you want to have? And the good news is you already have enough money to afford it. Now, this isn't all that Jesus says about money, so go ahead and take a look at this video here. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.